Nintendo news has gone off the charts lately. We're going to try to keep this video nice and short, but we have a lot of news to talk about, including Super Mario Galaxy movie, the potential for brand new games, Zelda, Mario, Pokemon, everything associated to that, and even more anniversary stuff, and so much more. Let's get straight into the video. So starting everything off with the brand new Super Mario Galaxy movie trailer. Now recently for the Super Bowl, and also just because Nintendo released a Super Mario Galaxy movie trailer, which honestly shares a lot of things. Now this could lead into multiple different reasons. It could be for the brand new game. Some aspects of it could be in there, but let's just dive deep into this. So first off, as you can see here, you can see that Bowser's holding his special little paintbrush, as you saw from Bowser's Fury. Then all of a sudden, there's a big planet in the background, and there's a whole bunch of ships that are taking part, which is probably going to be an invasion. We got Mario, Luigi, Toad, and Peach kind of taking part in some sort of stadium, which it looks like to be. Then we also have this picture right here, which is Toad and Peach kind of walked into a bar, which has a lot of Kooplinks, and also we have Tokyo City, which it looks like to be, or some city inside the Mario as a whole. Then we got Peach and Toad flying across the world, which is really cool. Rosalina makes an appearance, with the big appearance to be honest, and Yoshi eating the Kooplink, or the clerk. That could be a clerk. Then we have the Super Bowl trailer that you might have saw if you watched the Super Bowl. You have Toad walking through a jungle, which ends up with baby Mario and Luigi with a giant T-Rex sleeping on the ground. All of a sudden, Mario for some reason decides to play the drums on the T-Rex teeth. And then the T-Rex, as you could expect, wakes up and growls at them and probably wants to attack them and runs them through the bush. Very, very interesting things to check out. Mario Galaxy movie seems to be a really awesome movie. Now, if we take a look at this right here, you can see that the Labo won't work with the Nintendo Classic Virtual Boy games. Now, for some reason, this doesn't work. Maybe because the Nintendo Switch 2 is a bit too big, or it's because Nintendo wants you to buy this different Labo sort of thing. But overall, whatever the case may be, I'm sure Nintendo has some reasoning for it. It's, you know what, now I'm reading this, is probably because they want you to buy the accessory for it. But hey, you could probably play with the two weird goggles instead of having to buy it, because after all, there's not really a sensor that says if it's docked or if it's not docked, to be honest. Then we also have this right here, Pokemon's 30th anniversary Super Bowl commercial. Now, the Super Bowl commercial definitely was an interesting commercial. It was supposedly going to be like bringing friends together. What's your favorite Pokemon? Let me know that in the comment section down below. If you didn't watch that, it was definitely a really interesting Super Bowl. Honestly, the Super Bowl commercials were all really great. I think honestly the best one might have been the Budweiser one with the horse. It was pretty cool. Then we also have new Pokemon Generation 10 screenshots. Now, this is definitely a very, very interesting thing. So there's a lot of screenshots here that are supposedly from July of 2024, which is about 2 years in development. And there's definitely a lot, because this might not look great to you, but you gotta remember that this is 2 years before the game. And if you wanted to take a look at what Pokemon Scarlet and Violet looked during this time, it didn't look too good, let's just say. Let's just say that this game right here looks like Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and that's 2 years ago. So keep that in mind. There's a whole development cycle that's probably going to polish up the games, which, hey, it's going to be great. The games are going to actually look good this time around. Also, what I found funny right here is, did you know that the Super Bowl commercial actually cost more than Pokemon Legend ZA to make? Now, usually when you think of video games, you see $100 million for a game. Sometimes probably $1 billion in the case of Grand Theft Auto. But it looks like Pokemon was only $13 million, and the Super Bowl commercial was about $20 million, which is a very crazy thing to say. I don't really have any comments on that. Pokemon can do whatever they want to their games, because of course, it's their games. Mario Tennis Fever is coming soon, and we have a new trailer about it, which definitely shares a lot of things, I would say. Shares more things on the game, and we already knew a lot of things about this game, but to be honest, the game actually looks really good. I think the game just looks really good, so overall, this is part of that trailer. Then, to cover more bases here, We have new Pokemon cards that are going to be here for the 30th anniversary of Pokemon. As you can see here, you can see all the starters from past generations. And you even have the backgrounds of essentially Kanto and Kalos. And depending on what sort of game that starter came from, it's going to be a little bit different. But honestly, these starter Pokemon looks really cool. And you're probably not going to be able to get them because the scalper situation and boxing at the vending machines, because that seems to happen a lot nowadays. Now, we of course have to talk about music. There's brand new music in Nintendo Music, which is Paper Mario the Origami King. Now, this is really awesome in so many different ways because of course you want to see some more music to Nintendo Music. Especially if you're a big fan of music, well then you can plop that on when you're doing work or you're doing some skiing or whatever the case may be. There you go, you can listen to a whole bunch of music. So overall, Paper Mario the Origami King, maybe we'll even get even more. It seems like every week there is some more music, so I wonder what next week's going to be. Is it going to be some Pokemon music? Some more Legend of Zelda music? Whatever the case may be, I'll be here. I'll be really excited, Nintendo. What do you have for it? Now, after the recent Nintendo Direct, some of you might have liked it, some of you might have disliked it, but there's definitely a lot of things that we did get, and some that we didn't. But it seems like we are still on track to getting another Nintendo Direct. That's either going to be in the 3rd week of February or it's going to be in March at some point. Which is honestly really great because I am excited to see what Nintendo has for us. Now, it seems like during the Nintendo Direct, we are going to be seeing, of course, The Legend of Zelda, where everyone has been saying it could be Ocarina of Time, or it could finally be that double pack of The Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker HD, and Twilight Princess HD, which is really, really great. It also seems like we are going to finally be seeing the next 3D Mario, which is an awesome thing to say, because I want to see some 3D Mario. I want to cook up some 3D Mario, start playing the game, and be really, really happy about it. And during this presentation, it seems like the bigger third-party games might actually make their way. We were supposed to get Elden Ring, but we didn't get that. It seems like Dust Bloods and Elden Ring and all of those bigger games are probably going to during this Nintendo Direct, which might be a good thing for you or a bad thing for you, because a good thing, well, you can see your third-party games. On the bad thing, that does take up time for the Nintendo Direct. This Direct is supposed to be 1 hour long, so let's just say that 50% is going to be third party and another 50% is going to be main Nintendo things, which is going to be 30 minutes each, which, hey, maybe it's a good thing or maybe it's a not so great thing. Moving over to Pokemon Pokopia, there is going to be some sort of demo in the Europe International Championships, so if you wanted to try out Pokemon Pokopia, well, you can go to the European International Championships to test that out. Nintendo support on their page has the Wii Remote. So does this mean that we are going to be seeing the Wii Remote return or something to do with the Wii? Because if you don't remember, there was a lot of patents that are pointing towards something to do with motion controls, but we already have motion controls. So does this mean the Wiimote controls are going to come back? Because they can definitely do this. You don't technically need a sensor bar anymore. You can use the motion controls, put them in the Wii Remote and say, hey, we're going to be seeing this at some point. Because I think Wii games would be fantastic, a fantastic place on Nintendo as a whole, because seeing as Nintendo is not scared of, you know what, you have to have a Joy-Con or you need to have a Wii Remote to play these games, well, you're probably going to have to get a $20 Wii Remote. Hopefully it's not more, but I think this might actually happen, something to do with the Wii Remote. Now we also have Nintendo trademark for Mario and Wario upcoming Rhythm Haven Groove. So this is definitely very interesting because like Nintendo is trademarking. And also, I want to see Nintendo. Where in the world is the next Olympic sports game? I think that a new Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games would be really, really necessary because hey, it's the Olympic Games. Let me know what team you're most excited for or what sport event you're most excited for in the comment section down below. Now, ending off our new story saga here, we have to talk about this right here. Super Mario Galaxy 2 version 1.3.1 is out now. So this just fixes a lot of bugs and adds other little tiny upgrades. It definitely isn't big. It's not a big thing, but overall definitely very interesting that Nintendo is updating this about 4 months after release. So hey, maybe Nintendo has something else cooked up for us. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. Consider to leave a like, consider to hit the like button. I would really appreciate it. Consider subscribing if you are new. We do a bunch of different Nintendo content on this channel. Mario, Zelda, Pokemon, Kirby, pretty much everything Nintendo, even polls at some point. So anyways, thank you so much. Have a fantastic day and see you in the next one.